views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Man, okay, calm down, it's only up from here. I can shake this hair off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing some people tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading like a spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah. Come on, Jesus Christ, tell me what's the deal. I'm feeling kinda dizzy, and ain't pop the pill. I'm high on cloud nine, and I'm feeling fine.
What's going on? What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Think and Grow with Vette Green. There's so much that I need to talk to you guys about. At this point in time, I feel like my head is just about to go like boom. So much is going on in this world. It's like, oh my God, can I take any more? Like this ponytail is going to be coming off in a minute because it's just way too much. Another mass shooting, 14 kids, they're reporting on CNN. 14 kids in an elementary school. Like, what is this world coming to? I am just like, I'm floored right now. Okay. I literally have to pick myself up and be like, girl, get it together. Get it together. You know, you just went through an April where you cried almost every single day. I can't take any more tears, you guys. So how have you guys been doing? How have you guys been doing? I know for me, I've been going into my closet, trying to do everything I can to stay sane so I don't lose my mind, because if you pay attention to the news like I do, I have to, especially because I have this podcast, right? Think and Grow with Vette Green. I need to be in the knowing on what's going on. But nowadays, every time I turn on the TV, it's just something devastating. My hometown of Buffalo, New York, we had a mass shooter on May 14th. That will forever change many of our lives, especially if you have ever gone into Tops Friendly Market. I haven't heard it called that in years since there used to be a commercial. But if you've ever gone into that grocery store on Jefferson, then heck yeah, you're going to be traumatized. It's traumatizing thinking that could have been any one of us that's watching this right now. That could have been any one of us. And then to think that there's 10 lives gone, and not only 10 lives gone, there's so many more lives that have been affected by this. So mentally, yeah, if you're not okay, it is okay to say that I am not okay, because you listen, I have no problem saying, listen, I am not okay. I need to take some self-care time. This is May is Mental Health Month. This is like the perfect time to talk about it. There's a conversation that needs to be had. There's no use in sitting in your room feeling all sad and down. And because you know what happens when you do that, it leads to other things. And we want you here. I want to be here. So I have to go into my self-care routine, even if it means turning off of social media for a little while. I have to do what I have to do. Shout out to Coach Bree for reminding me of that. I love you so much. She reminded me that it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to say, you know what? I need to take a break. I need to take a step back from some of this because there's a lot going on. And human nature, you know, many of us, we absorb it and it is hard to let go of it. So now we're going through life. It's constantly on our mind, and now our bodies are affected by it because what we think, what we're thinking can affect our bodies as well, because our mind doesn't know that it's not really happening. So we're going to keep replaying it and replaying it and replaying it. And next thing you know, we're stressed, high blood pressure going on, diabetic. It's all types of things that goes with this. So I'm saying, hey, thank you so much for joining me tonight on Think and Grow. This is part of the family. Big Mike here. He is part of the.
You got no sound, bro.
Can you hear me? He's part of the Brooklyn Brown Table. He's another family member on the Evening Rush Network. So I guess he'll join us in a minute. But like I was saying, you guys, it's a lot. So if you have not been feeling okay, raise your hand, talk to somebody. I know sometimes people will be like, girl, you better go smoke a blunt or you better pray about it. No, I don't. If you're surrounded by those type of people, get on social media, find your tribe. There's so many of them out there. I'm telling you, I got my girl Leah. Check my Facebook. I got my girl Vinese. There's so many people out here that's willing to support you. Sometimes you have to change your environment, which means you have to stop following some of them people that you're following on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all of these other places, and follow somebody that's going to bring you some joy or at least some type of motivation, because it's times like this that we need to be motivated. Okay. It is times like this that we need to unify, and we need to come together, and we need to talk things out, because it is a lot. It's heavy. Like, there was just a mass shooting again, and I don't want to dive too much into it because they're still reporting on it. But CNN was reporting. Did you hear about it, Big Mike?
Yeah.
That there was another mass shooting. It's crazy. Like 14 kids.
Exactly. And fourth graders at that.
Fourth graders they're reporting.
Yeah.
And the shooter. Now, it is various reporting. I don't know for sure. I'm watching the news as it's unfolding, just like many of you are. But it's being reported that the shooter has died. Now, whether that was by the hands of the police or not, I don't know. But they're also saying that this was an 18-year-old Spanish shooter.
Right.
And, you know, I don't want to say it. I am going to say it because I can't keep my mouth shut. You know, it is sad to me. It's sad to me. What he did is heinous. Absolutely is heinous. But you also have to think about that this was a person of color. Again, this was a person of color. So I'm just going to leave that right there and say that Peyton walked out of Tops Friendly Market unharmed.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Definitely that. Yeah, but that's a shame what he's shooting this year. That's definitely, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. This definitely getting crazy out here now.
It is sad.
It's everyday stuff now. Yeah, it is.
It's like human life is no longer seen as valuable. When you can walk into a church, when you can walk into a grocery store, when you can walk into a school and just take lives, innocent lives. It's not even like these are people who are out there, you know, in the streets or anything. These are innocent lives. It's not fair. It's not fair.
You know,
go ahead, Big Mike. So tell. Go ahead.
I mean, you know, for the most part, a lot of these kids today, you know, they really don't have no respect for the parents or the upbringing that they have. Because I'm pretty sure the majority of them, they do have a good upbringing, but they just turn, you know, a lot to the street, you know, to their own devices of what they think is right. You know, I think a lot of video games play a part in it. A lot of, you know, broken homes play a lot of it. You know, at the most part, it's like, you know, it's going crazy. And then a lot of availability to these guns, you know. So
I agree.
Crazy.
I do believe in the ability to arm and protect yourself, but if that is the case, you need to teach your children to respect guns and teach them what they're truly for. They're supposed to protect you, and they shouldn't just be in the hands of anyone. There should be a background check. There should be a thorough background check that's done.
I mean, you know, at the most part, if you're going to go out and kill your grandmother before you go kill little innocent children, that's just crazy. You know, it's something mentally wrong. It's something mentally wrong right there. You know.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It's crazy where they getting these guns. I feel like that our previous president opened the door on a lot of things. Like he opened the door where people who were previously hiding, or previously it wasn't in the forefront, now they're coming out in the open, just out there with little regard to human life. Little regard to human life.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn of the Brown Table. Tell our listeners a little bit about the show. It's a new show that's on the Rush Network.
It's a new show.
Talk to us. Come on, bro.
It's definitely a new show. You know, we're trying to get off and running as best we can. You know, but majority everybody on the show is from Brooklyn. You know, we lived in Brooklyn all our life. You know, we're just trying to basically target whatever businesses and, you know, upcoming artists and everything that was out here. We give them a little bit of background information on, you know, about a lot of the stores that was out here that we're going to, and a lot of, you know, demographic of the new Brooklyn that was actually the old Brooklyn, which is now the new Brooklyn. So If you're not from Brooklyn, you actually came across that bridge, you wouldn't even know. I mean, I had a cousin from Maryland. He hit the end of the bridge, busted a U-turn, thinking he was still in Manhattan.
Oh,
So,
wow. What is it
yeah,
due to gentrification?
right, yeah, and the building's going
Oh,
up. It's like as soon as you go to sleep, it's a new building up.
oh my goodness. I see
It's
it.
like
I'm
little
I'm in
hills. Yeah,
Chicago. I see it. I
yeah,
see it.
yeah,
In my
exactly.
hometown of
Yeah,
Buffalo. I see it.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, basically that's what the show is all about. We just try to bring a little format, of Brooklyn, the old Brooklyn. Me, basically, I got to stick with the old Brooklyn. The new Brooklyn, I ain't feeling so much, but progress is progress. There you go.
Yeah. One of my best friend is actually from Brooklyn. She lives in the Bronx right now. Shout out to Brooklyn, Tamara. She's going to
Oh
be
yeah,
on the
that's
show
good.
with me too someday.
Okay,
She has
okay,
choir rehearsal on
all right.
Tuesdays, so she
That's what's
told me
going
she'll be
on.
on here every other Tuesday with me. So shout out
Okay.
Brooklyn. I
Oh,
miss you,
definitely
girl.
that. Definitely that. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be up there in July.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be up there in July. Yeah, so that'll be nice. So, have you heard of the in the last 6 years you got 2 stadiums? What?
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely got the Barclay. They built that one, I guess, for the New Jersey Nets coming here to Brooklyn. Well,
The New Jersey Nets, because Buffalo is the
yeah,
only actual New York team, right?
yeah, yeah. There you go. There you
Buffalo
go. Yeah.
is the only actual New York team.
What color is it? They were on blue.
What?
I mean, hey, okay,
Mhm.
I love Buffalo. I love Buffalo.
Yeah, we something
We
coming
definitely got to
together.
stick with our next and that's too. But yeah, but the most part, yeah,
So tell me,
yeah, we
have you
definitely got
ever
to get
heard of these? What do you know about the monkeypox? What is going on with this monkeypox?
I don't know. I heard of something crazy like that. I mean, I heard about it like I think I was maybe in the 8th or 9th grade. I heard about
Uh,
as you go through, how they happen in Asia and things like that, and talk about the diseases back then. You hear about it, at an early age, but it was never like nothing like with an outbreak. You just heard
like it
about
is
it,
going on now.
like it was a disease that existed, but you never
I had
thought it would
never
be a
heard of it.
disease, right? A disease that would be here.
Yeah, I was doing
That's
some
kind of
research, and apparently it is a cousin to smallpox, and the
right,
smallpox vaccination is effective. I think they said like 86% effective. I mean, it's close to 100, but
right.
yeah, apparently there's six potential cases here in America.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
one for sure, and that was up in Boston, I believe. But
right.
I
Yeah,
looked at I looked up to see what it looks like. Yeah, the monkeypox thing
mhm.
is crazy. They are, bro. This is what.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
I was
yeah,
so mind blown this week, and I'm like, I feel like it's this. I gotta go into the Book of Revelations and find out
yeah,
because it was the
yeah.
locust, and then it was the
Hmm.
COVID, and now we got
Then you
this
got
this
wars. You got your
yeah,
wars and your rumors
the
of
war.
wars. Yeah, yeah, rumors of wars. So I
Okay,
guess
so
the
I'm not.
rumors of wars would be what they're talking about with China now, and us doing
In
something here,
Ukraine.
helping, yeah, and all that crazy business. So,
And then these
you know,
food prices, we got the food prices going up.
yeah,
I
yeah,
when
yeah.
I called my vehicle Grandma Shelley. My I call her Grandma Shelley in tribute to my great grandmother who brought her kids from North Carolina to change her life
Right,
after her husband got
yeah.
killed, and she ended up. So I called my vehicle Grandma Shelley. So when I first got Grandma Shelley, it's
Mhm.
$35. We were rolling.
Okay, yeah,
Now
that's what I was.
what?
Yeah, yeah,
Grandma
that's what I'm
Shelley, like,
originally. Yeah.
you better turn around and put some more gas in me.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm originally from, North Carolina. So yeah, I don't understand
Oh,
what
what
that.
part?
Yeah. I'm from Jacksonville, North Carolina. I was born on
Okay,
June. Yeah,
okay.
I was
My
born on the Marine
grandmother and
base.
them. Oh, are you a service kid?
Yeah, both parents.
Oh,
Both parents.
oh. How many
Yeah.
places have you lived? Did you live as a child?
Well, I've been to Germany. My Station in Belgium. I think he was in Laos for a while, you know, doing Vietnam and everything like that. And then we went to Italy and then we back in the States.
Oh,
Other
wow.
than that, I ain't been nowhere else but Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
There you
Well,
go. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I know some
Passport got
kids who
dust
have
on it.
lived places, lots
Oh
of
yeah, yeah.
places.
I have a lot of cousins, you know, that been damn near all over the world. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like that. It's like
It's
that.
little military brats, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Those be the ones that grew up to be, you know, that type of kid. So, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you know, hey, you know, when
So
you grow up strict,
oh yeah,
strict, you know, you got
you can
a
usually
way of
tell
coming
those
out.
kids too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think about my own childhood and the kids that had a strict upbringing. That's why when I started raising my kids, I wasn't too strict, but I made sure that they were respectful. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
between them and the
that.
PK. Yeah. Is it
Mhm.
true, bro, about the PK kids? I always hear that the preacher kids. Is it? I know you
Yeah,
said
oh yeah, do that. Yeah, because my mom, you know, my mom and dad, both of them ministers, you know, they've been ministers maybe well over 30 years now.
oh wow.
Right here in Brooklyn, Brooklyn Miracle Temple down on Rogers between Empire and Sullivan. They've been there for many years.
Wow.
Preacher that founded it named Reverend Shanbach. You probably heard of him.
Mm-mm.
He came out in the early 60s. Yeah, and he founded those churches. It's actually the original one was in Coney Island. It was the original one right here on Rogers Avenue between Montgomery and Empire.
Oh, okay.
It's
No.
actually Montgomery and Sullivan, but it's all in there.
Oh, bro said he heard of them. Now, did you feel a calling on
Yeah.
yourself to become a preacher?
I always feel a calling. You know, you feel. I don't run from anything. You know, if I'm cold, I'm cold. You know, I try to keep everybody I'm around, you know, kind of grounded. You know, I've been with guys that done things. You know, I had family members that done things. I never went that route because I seen them doing it, so I knew not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like a fight for me not to do it. I just seen what what it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Like you smoking, drinking. I could be around people smoking and drinking all day. I'm not going to touch it. You know, I'm not going to touch it. That's not me. Yeah, that was never me.
Yeah.
It was never me. You know.
It's growing up. I can definitely say there was a lot of peer pressure, especially I started drinking when I was 15 years old. I remember we would have our summer jobs. Yeah. We would get our little summer job checks and go have somebody go get our liquor.
That was definitely me. Yeah. That was definitely me. But I tried smoking one time, you know, and my brother, he used to cut the bottom of the pack out. So I tried it one day, you know, I cut it. You know, you're 16 years old. You like you said, you got your first summer job, trying to be cool, you know, because basically you don't want to be, you know, the nerd of the group. So I'm like hitting the bottom of the box, and half of them flew that way. And the guy was like, "Yo, you don't smoke, do you?" Mike? No, I'm like, "Nah, give me the damn lighter." So and I never picked up a cigarette after that. So I'm like,
it was over.
It was over. It was over.
It was. Yeah. What was your drink of choice back in the days?
I mean, I used to see my you know, the parents, and then, you know, a couple of cousins of mine, they used to, you know, drink a lot of moonshine, you know, and they grew up, you know, drinking a lot of what you call that back in the day, what that Fred Sanford drink, Ripple, but they had a drink back in the day called Rock and Ride.
Crazy Horse. I was just thinking that, bro.
It used to call Rock and Ride, but it had fruit in the bottom of the bottle.
Oh.
It was like some type of fruit in the bottom of the bottle. You know, I mean, they don't make it now, but that was a back in the day drink, you know. Wasn't like them down south, back home jump offs.
That Crazy Horse. It was.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Ooh, in Cisco.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of our. I had a group of friends that we got together. Yeah, it was.
That was a liquid crack.
Man, all I remember is hanging out my girlfriend's kitchen door off of that Crazy Horse. I was 16 years old.
Oh, yeah, then you had your Mad Dog. You had your Mad Dog 40, 40. What was 20, 20, 40, 40? I mean, if
like
you can find it,
rib.
you know, a lot of bodegas, they won't carry that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have a good bodegas, they won't carry that. I
Yeah.
know a lot of them
Yeah.
downtown, here at Brooklyn Heights, they don't carry a lot of that.
Yeah. You got to go to a
Like the
liquor
old school,
store now.
yeah, the old school liquors, they won't carry it.
Old school. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
if you even looking for like old English, you'll see it in the can, but you won't find 40. Like the
Oh,
back of the day 40 ounce, nah, you won't find it.
really?
Nah. I mean, where
That.
I'm at, maybe, further
Oh
back,
yeah.
further back in the Brooklyn, but where I'm at,
Yeah. So
they
so how
definitely
was
don't
your
carry it.
weekend?
My weekend was cool. My weekend was cool. I'm running around Brooklyn, make it do what it do, Hey, try to help somebody here, help somebody there. I'm basically running around trying to network and do something positive, help something out, do a little
Yeah.
charity work. Running
Yeah, I
around
was
doing,
supposed
yeah.
to volunteer. I'm back in Chicago. I was supposed to volunteer at a food site in Buffalo because the where the shooting happened, it's literally
Okay.
just the only grocery store in the entire neighborhood.
Oh,
Um,
right. That was
yeah,
the
and
top store, right? Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it's the only Tops on the east side now
Yeah, I
because
was hearing that. I was
yeah,
like, dang, the only store. Wow, that's
yeah. I
crazy.
mean, you have miles and miles of the only other Tops. There was another one off of Broadway near Bailey, but
Mhm.
I believe that one's closed. But it's still far. It's a huge distance. So the people
Right.
that were affected in that neighborhood, they need to have places to get food. So I was supposed to volunteer
Okay.
tomorrow, but I'm still here in Chicago, so I'm gonna re-sign up.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, that was me. My bad.
It happens. It
Yeah.
happens. I had a whole fiasco last week.
Mhm.
And shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming at this is what I love when you have a family platform. Like what Grow is
Yeah.
doing is actually he's building a family.
Right.
Everybody's helping
Yeah.
each other.
Definitely. Yeah.
I love going on the different podcasts when they're playing and
Mhm.
seeing all the names. Like we really do support each other, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what
Basically.
it's all
Yeah.
about.
Exactly. Because you can I kind of like want to use my platform to like make it like a foot to help. You know what I mean? That's why I like put calls to call in. Hey, if y'all got a topic, hey, let me know what it is. Maybe we can, elaborate on it and let's talk about it. Whatever y'all got going. Because a lot of times our topics, it just be basically what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody else has something on their mind they want to get off. And I think it's a little
Yeah,
therapeutic, for that to happen. Because a
I
lot of times
agree.
we got a lot of things going on that we can't really talk about it, you know.
Talking is actually what got me to this point where I can even do a podcast because I had to heal from some things that I was going through, and talking and writing actually helps because if you think about it, when you talk it out, like the mass shooting that just happened, talking
Right.
about it actually releases
Hmm.
some of that
It
because
does.
you
It does.
have yeah, when you have somebody that you can,
Hmm.
bounce things off of or, say,
Exactly.
well, I'm not
Right.
okay. It helps. It
Right.
really does. It,
Instead of you keeping that trap in, that negative energy trapped in, because now you're mad, you got things going on in you. You're fearful, your guard is up, and the very person that's close to you, now you're gonna lash out at them because your paranoia is at a high. Like your defenses, you don't know what's going on. Your
hmm
defenses are just up. Your things are just up, and people looking at you like you crazy. Like what's wrong with you? Oh, you didn't just see what's going on. You don't know
Yeah.
where it's coming from nowadays. You don't know
Yeah.
who's gonna do what. And when you're looking for that type of paranoia, it's like I don't know who's it coming from.
Yeah. It's huge. And that's a perfect segue into, so when I was back home, I had an anxiety attack. I was going to pick up
Mm,
my daughter. It was during 5 o'clock traffic. Now, mind you, traffic compared to where I live now in New York City is not that bad in Buffalo, but it can get like it's car to car. So
right.
I'm stuck in traffic, 5 o'clock
Mm,
traffic, going to pick up my daughter, and I look in my rear view mirror. So now it's like bumper to bumper. And I see this white guy in a white pickup truck. Instantly, now I'm scared. Now I look on the side of me and it's another white guy, you know, with a hat on, just an army hat in another pickup truck. Now I'm like, you know, what is going on here? It's full of anxiety. You know, are they going to look over and see me and shoot me or something
and you
like
don't
that?
know where that's coming from, right?
Yeah,
I had that happen to me when I was living down south. You know, that happened to my mom. This guy, I believe it was 83. He threw, and I think it was metallic, it had glass to it. But anyway, that glass, I think a piece of it went in her. This was 83. She was just getting that piece of glass out of her 2015.
Seriously?
Yeah, right in her backside, right on her backside. I mean, my mom got a big old rump, but she didn't even know it was in there. But they was probing because she used to have like a pain. So being that it was enlarged, right? It was, you know, and that was the grace of God, you know, that it never infected her or anything like that. You know, and the people in my side, it was like, probing. When you get this in there, this thing looks like it was embedded in you for years, which it was. It was. You know.
Racism is horrible. I think that it was, I've always known racism, just coming from the area that I come from. You see it. It's
it was definitely in Buffalo. I've been to Buffalo.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Definitely in Buffalo.
Yeah, even segregation was real. Like desegregation just hit Buffalo maybe within the last 15 years. Honestly, where you see, you know, there were certain neighborhoods that I wasn't allowed to go in. If I did, I had to go in there with somebody, and hopefully we can walk out. Like literally, my god brother. This was in 99, maybe. So. Yeah, he was seeing a young girl over in South Buffalo, which was primarily Irish. It's still a lot of Irish. And I remember having to go get him because they had beat him up in Cazenovia Park. It's crazy because what becomes normal to us is not always normal, you know. I know you guys are downstate, Brooklyn, so you probably see a lot more diversity than we have in Buffalo, but it's still, I mean, hopefully this is going to bring shed some light on what's been going on for years.
It is, but we have you know, prejudices here too, you know, within ourselves and other races, you know, we have that, and it's in the open, it's out in the open, it's not hidden, like, you know, what it would be in Buffalo, you know, and like, you know, rural areas, like, you know, something would happen. This is open. You can actually, matter of fact, Nate, 2020, I went in the Apple store, which is maybe across maybe 20 feet from what they call now the Brooklyn Academy. Apple store now, they built it. And those people in there is like out and open with it. Out and open. They want to see, from what I experienced, they don't want to see a black person with an Apple phone. Now, it's a big thing to have an Apple phone because a phone is a phone, but they don't want to see you purchasing or even having anything, I guess they feel, of that magnitude of a phone, you know, getting it out of the store. I mean, you can get it from Verizon or any other store, but to come in there and buy that in their store,
in that
definitely
area,
frowned upon. Definitely frowned upon. Definitely frowned upon. So you do have it out
definitely.
I've
definitely gone into places like that where you can feel the tension when you walk in. You can feel the tension. As a matter of fact, when I moved here to Chicago, I can remember I was staying with my nephew and I was looking for a place, and I'm new to Chicago. So I was doing Uber and Lyft at the time, additional income. And I can remember going into this neighborhood, and to this day, I don't remember what neighborhood it was. And I remember I loved the way the houses were all the same color. It was like brick, the brown brick, but it just really looked nice. And I dropped the lady off and I said, "Oh, this is such a beautiful neighborhood. What's the name of it? Because I'm looking for a place." When I tell you that I felt like I got murdered brought back to life and murdered again. Like, how
Yeah.
dare you ask me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely that. Yep.
I was stunned. I was
Mhm.
really, really stunned because I mean, this was just 2018. I couldn't believe that it's still prevalent, but you know,
Yeah, it
people
is.
have been bold
Yeah. Yeah,
bold
it
with it.
definitely is, because I had it wasn't that prior, it was maybe 2015. I went to a pottery barn. It was the one on Houston Street. I actually used to work in this one too. It was crazy.
We go talk. We got to go to break real quick, bro.
It's
So we
crazy.
go
Oh yeah, definitely that.
talk this out after we go to break. We ready for you, bro.
If you want to do a podcast, here you
Looking to
go.
podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
So you want to do a podcast and you still sitting there?
There you go.
You keep talking about this podcast that you want to do,
Right.
but you're still sitting there. The information is there. How easy was it for you to start your podcast?
Me, it was like 1, 2, 3. I mean, it wasn't even overnight. It was a couple of seconds. It was a couple of seconds. I mean, I had to have like a format that I wanted to do and something, I was really it was passionate for me because I had a cousin, he used to do it, right? And we used to on his show on the same, Evening Rush. We was coming on his show and he had some good topics. He was actually in 3 shows, on this podcast, on this network. We used to come on his show. I'm like, hey man, we can definitely put the word out on what we're talking about, about Brooklyn. So yeah, come on, let's do it. Hey, and we went forward, Yeah, they definitely supportive, informative, they got you. You definitely want to do one, they're right there for you.
Well, one of the reasons I decided to start this podcast, I want to talk about trending topics. So one of the things that I saw a few days ago was a video of these young men. I can't even say they were young men. They were young boys. The oldest, possibly 13. The youngest, I'd say maybe 7 or 8. Bro, roll the video. Let's just roll.
I was just up on the block, towing the pole, had the little dress and the weed. I be raw robbers and thieves, walked out shit, got a brand new pole every week. I'm trying to catch me a body, hop out like Scotty, itching to catch me a Robbie. We stand over a body, get up inside him, turn his ass right to a homie. I was just up on the block, towing the pole, had the little.
Not me. Not me.
Understand what is going on?
Not me. Hey. Me, I don't even like drill rap. None of that drill stuff. I'm an old school cat. I like the old school rappers. I mean, if you don't have nothing to say, back then, you put a story together and you spoke about it. The beat was nice, the lyrics was nice, but your grandmother actually let you in her kitchen with your radio, and she was actually singing that song with you. Whose grandmother wasn't singing the Sugar Hill Gang?
Man, if I was outside waving a gun singing rap, my grandmother would have came outside and beat my butt.
Right there.
Like, what is what is going on here?
You couldn't even be cursing back then. 86,
I was 46 years old, and I will not curse in front of Sister Green. Not at all.
In 86, I was still down south pumping water in my brother's house. She didn't get her bathroom to 87.
See,
I was going to my cousin's house next door to go to the shower and everything else I had to do. So I'm like, yo, that was great. I mean, I know what it is. I think for the most part, a lot of these record companies let it go down like that. I don't know if they want to see the demise of the Black youth or youth in general or young people in general, but record companies back then, if you even went in there, you know what it takes. Anything derogatory on that tape, one curse, you didn't a deal nowhere. So it's changed so much to where I don't even think they believe the line saying, "Oh, they want to hear that," because I don't want to hear that. I don't know about anybody else, but I know everybody I talk to and I grew up with, and I know a lot of, entertainers and a lot of, artists and a lot of actors. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that because they see where it's going.
I agree, bro. It is definitely one of the biggest problems that we have right now. I love music. I love all types of music. I'm not biased. I especially love music that has a story. What bothers me the most, not just the lyrics in the song, it's just the fact that they are portraying something that they are too young to even understand.
Right.
That video could stay with them for the rest of their lives, and none of them in that video were the age of majority. Yes, learning to put them together on YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's like, where are the parents? And then you have to think, okay, what's going on with the parents that this is allowed? None of these kids were. I don't even think any of those kids were in there in that video 16 years old. Can you play it again, bro? Roll that video one more time. I gotta dissect this. Help me understand.
I was just up on the block, towing the pole, had the little dress and the weed. I be rob robbers and thieves, walked out shit, got a brand new pole every week. I'm trying to catch me a body, hop out like Scotty, itching to catch me a Robbie. We standing over a body, get up beside him, turn his ass right to a homie.
We standing over a body.
Over a body.
I'm
trying to catch me a body.
And the sad reality is that this is what's going on in a lot of our neighborhoods. This is the state of our future right now, our kids' future.
Right. Exactly.
Our grandkids' future. This help me understand, somebody out there in the world. Help me understand when this became okay. Why do we portray these things to the world? And then we wonder why, in a lot of instances, when it comes to people of color, that they don't want to take us serious. This is what we're portraying. And we're portraying this. We have the videos with the women, the little girls.
Mm-hmm. Good. But we're crying when they get snatched up in traffic, for sex. You're walking around in derogatory wear, things you're not even filling out for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You're out there, certain times of the night. Come on. You're already when the street light went on, we was inside. You couldn't even let that street light catch you outside.
Man.
We was inside. You got putting more hours on the day than we are. So that's crazy,
I think there's a line. Go ahead. Finish.
That first, second, and third generation. I gotta give it a thumbs down because we lost it. We kind of let that run, and we're losing the most part, and it's sad. It is.
My prayer for us as a people, Black people, I'm talking to, is that we come to realize that there's a lot that we've been misled to believe about ourselves. Like we aren't animals, even though we've been portrayed as animals. And in some instances, we may definitely, go there. We may definitely go there, but that's not truly who we are. I think that we need to do a better job at policing ourselves. Right. Think about it before you post it.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the respect also. We aren't teaching our kids right anymore. We aren't.
Right.
And my baby boy just graduated. I have 6 kids, 2 sets of twins. My 19-year-olds, they graduated during COVID. My baby boy decided that he wanted to take a different route, and he went to technical college, just graduated. It made me feel so good because I realized that 3 out of, 1 in every 3 Black men, supposedly. Now, this was statistics years ago, is going to wind up in jail. I got 3 of them, 3 Black men that didn't happen to. It made me feel so good. And then I see something like this, and it's like, what can we do? What can we do if everybody doesn't want to do their part?
You're saying at the same time, if we're not teaching them, because like I said, they're just learning on their own, right? They're learning on their own. They're finding, hey, I can do what, this game does. There's repercussion after that. Catch your body. I'll be out. Time I'll be out. Hey, jail is fun. My friends are there. Why not me be there?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to school. I don't have to go to school. Well, I got to go to school for. This is what, what I mean? Hey, you kill your friend, he's not going to be there. It's okay. I see everybody else. And that's the mentality they got. Hey, everybody else is doing it. Once we can stop that, get in their lives, show them something else better, you kind of like put foot in the back, like how we grew up, because a lot of us are scared of our own damn kids. And that's crazy. I've been in supermarkets where kids are like cursing their parents out, like, get this shit, bitch. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm 55. I ain't never uttered nothing to my mom. And she just turned 80. And she's around better than me.
Listen,
so, hey,
46 years old. I don't curse in front of my mother. I gives my mother the utmost respect.
None of that.
I grew up within the speak when spoken to, come when called era.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Right there. There you
my
go.
son is 24 years old. He'll be 24 on the 29th of this month. I was downstairs talking to his older cousin yesterday. My son was in the kitchen. My son did not say anything until he was introduced into the conversation.
Yeah,
it's a respect
exactly.
thing.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
a respect thing. I raised them like I was raised, not to say that.
And don't be seen.
Yes.
Speak when spoken to. Don't be seen.
Exactly. Come when called. And not to say it was the best way to raise kids, but you got to raise kids with respect. You have to, some way or another.
You got to have that instilled in you, and you got to have a lot of parents today, they're scared of their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have one I won't put down. If they want to come, like I told them, you want to come up against me, you better bring breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because that's how long you're going to be there. And they already know. Their stamina is nowhere near mine, and I'm 55. So, hey.
Once they started getting bigger than me, I brought them down to my level. I'm not going to play with these kids, because at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to put good children out into the world. And I had 6 of them. I wasn't putting no bad.
I got 4 boys. All of them are bigger than me, but they already know what time it is.
God bless you.
They know. Trust me, they know. Once you put the fear, I ain't going to say the fear of God, because only God can do that, but the fear of who I am to them, instill them, they're good with it. They're good with it.
I'm still scared of my mama.
What? You and me both. You and me both. I'm like, behind the door, like, hey, come on in here. Okay, I'm waiting on that one.
Yes. She's calling me yes.
I seen that woman when she had on boots, so I'm like, I know what them people do. You already know, so that's crazy. And old school combat boots, not this young, rubber junk now. Nah.
So what do you think we can do to change what's going on in the world right now? What can we do our part to change what's going on?
My thing is we got to give them a positive sense, a road to go on, something to look forward to. Because I feel that at the most part, they don't have anything to look forward to. When you go in your house and say you feel a way, right? Say you miss your boss is getting on you, and you bring that energy in, they're looking at you like, well, damn, she's on the job like 8 hours, and her boss is messing with her. I would do that. The energy we bring in, they pick that up, whether we know it or not. They pick that up, and they store that. Well, you ain't happy at your job. Why would I go get a job? You ain't happy, and they throw that back at you. They really throw that back at you. You're not realizing that, but they're telling me, well, I can go do this and get money. There's an easier way for me to go get money. I can go sell a bag, or go do this and do that. What my friends are doing. Hey, I ain't gonna go to no NF's job and be talked down to and disrespected like you stupid for that. And they'll hurry up and call you stupid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you telling me to give you respect, but you don't even have respect at your job. And this is the thing. So once we instill that in them and let them look, what I'm working for is myself, my family, and you. Whether you understand that, when you get ready to understand that, and when that reality hits you, you know I'm doing what I do.
And for a
Right?
reason.
Exactly. But
Kids
this is what they miss. Yeah.
kids don't always follow what they're told, but they will follow an example.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
They will
Definitely
follow an
that.
example.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
And a
our
lot
human
of
nature to
right.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
I
You know,
agree
and a
with
lot
you
of
there.
times the parents don't be all that good of an example. You know, you can give them advice, but it doesn't mean they're gonna take it. And sometimes we actually don't
Especially if
even take
we aren't doing it.
it ourselves. Right.
Especially if we aren't doing it. They want to see
Right.
that
That
we're
part.
doing
Yep.
it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they'll hurry up. Like I said, they'll hurry up and tell you, well, why you ain't do it? I know you heard that one before. Why
Yep.
you ain't do it? There you go.
Well,
So, there you go.
quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yep. There you go. You
Well,
gotta be looking
mind
for
you,
it. Mm-hmm.
you doing such and such. That's because these parents now didn't have the right examples. That's so right.
Right.
If
Mm-hmm.
you think about some of the, I think about my neighborhood, and at that time growing up, you don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with it because you see so many people doing the same thing. When drugs came into my neighborhood, it was just normal to see people
Mm-hmm.
walking down the street, selling things. It
Right.
was just normalized. And
Okay.
unfortunately, a lot of those people, they're in jail now. A lot of those
Right.
they've been removed out of the home. So I agree. There weren't enough examples for people
Mm-hmm.
to actually have, or for these kids to have. And unfortunately, a lot of these kids, they
Mm-hmm.
fell to the wayside. What
Yeah.
else could they
Yeah.
do? They were raising
Exactly.
themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, I've seen I've seen the drug dealers, and I also seen them die. I seen them buy cars, and I also seen them die. I seen them get big houses, and I also seen them die. So where that the balance, I'm like, they got all of this, but where are they now?
I blame
So I'm kind of
ACS. What's
picking like
ACS?
that's like a you know, like
Okay.
a back in the day BCW type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys got to explain the jargon. Explain
I
the
think it's
jargon.
Association for Children's Services. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Agency of
CPS.
Services. Yeah, CPS, like a CPS, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it for you growing up and when you were in Brooklyn?
For the most part, I mean, it was good. You had a lot of running back then, but we had outlets back then. We had, boys clubs, we had cadets, we had Boy Scouts, we had, PALs, the PALs, the police, athletic league. We had
Mm-hmm.
organizations we can go to, like groups of us on our block. And that's what's too. It was more family oriented. Your friend wasn't your friend back then. He was more like your brother. If you didn't have big brothers or whatever, everybody was that close knit because the whole block. If we went to a pool, the whole block went. The whole block would go. You got like 20, 30 guys going. If we went for jobs, it was like an organization back in the day. It was called Fight Back. When younger guys got, construction jobs. It's like maybe 3, 4 projects went. You would be like on a train with 300-400 guys looking for jobs, and we would get them. They were like organizations were like, there wasn't, like I said at the time, or they were blacks there, but there wasn't enough blacks there. And we had, those skills, those construction skills to do things, but it wasn't then. That time, it was like, late 80s, early 90s, where that organization, the Fight Back, got together. Like I said, groups of guys, different projects, and wherever they came from, if you had that skill, you was in that organization, and we shut down a lot of jobs, and a lot of guys hired different places where, as an individual, there and get. But as a group, collectively, we got those jobs. We got jobs. It was, I think it was in maybe 88, 89. We had shut down a movie production of Woody Allen somewhere in Central Park West. He gave like 20 guys jobs. We were just like pushing lighting all over the street, up and down Central Park, pushing lightings up and down. He was like, yo, just hire the guys. That's all. Yeah.
That's experience. That's something you could have put on your resume.
Yeah. I mean, a lot, that's what I said. It was more organized. Now, not so much. Not so much. If you do something, you have to do it, by yourself, or one or two guys you can actually do it with. The guys coming up now, they're not organized, and that mindset is kind of gone, to where you can actually get things done together. Because like back then, like I said,
unity.
Right. Yeah, there you go. That right there. Back then we had it. Now, not so much. Not so much.
I
see
feel
one
like
about
they put pit bulls in a cage and let them fight, and it's like you fight to death, and you're the loser.
Right. And
I'm not going to help you up.
Right. And you have a bigger crowd mentality now. They don't want to see the next, guy that actually was in the struggle get his. He stayed consistent and he got his. You just fell by the wayside, played ball, or did whatever you was gonna do. Have a couple of girls, got a few kids you're not even paying for, and you just came.
Like you paying for it, right?
That's what it was. Yeah. But this guy, he stayed with it. He stayed consistent, doing his thing. So he got, reward in the end. A lot of guys didn't think that way. Oh, jail is the way to go. Nah. Staying on somebody's the way to go. Nah. Come on. That's what the mindset be.
We thrive more when we have support. We thrive more, and when that support is not there, what's going to happen? Nothing good, unless you are born with that mindset where it's like you either on the plate or you're what's the saying? You either get eaten or be the person doing the eating. Too many of us are getting eaten right now, and it scares me. I'm not even going to lie. Someone asked, how would you have handled things if it was one of my kids? With the gun? I can't even wrap my mind around how would I have handled it? I mean, it wouldn't be one of my kids. I raised them different. My kids, my kids were raised around weapons, guns. We had a gun cabinet. My ex-husband, he collected guns. So they were raised to respect guns.
Right, exactly.
It's a difference. Yeah. It's a huge difference. You would never catch one of my kids toting around a gun like it was anything other than something that should be used to protect you.
Right.
You know that either the father is not in the house or the mother's not in the home, or there's no stability there. It's impossible. Would you agree?
I mean, oh yeah, definitely that, because like I said, back in the day, we seen guns. The most guns you might have seen maybe is a shotgun, sold up shotgun, something Saturday Night Special, something. Us back then, up until early 2000s, we knew what guns were. We actually knew the make and model of the guns. We knew the ammunition, what to put in there. We know how to break the gun, clean the gun, everything. These young people, come on, you getting 3D gun printers. You wouldn't see me touch a gun like that. First of all, it's garbage. And this is why they can't shoot. Half of them can't shoot. You're throwing the gun all over the place. Whatever we shooting at, we hit.
Yeah.
And we didn't take 6 and 7 bullets to do it. We hit. We were carrying 38s. We hit. We had bulldogs, 38 bulldogs, all that. And you know, a lot of them today, they're talking about, hey man, I would never carry a chrome gun. Why? Oh, because it makes too much of a flash. It's too flashy. Why? If you knew what you was doing, you'd carry any type of gun if you were warranted to carry it. If you're not warranted to carry it, hey, why carry it?
Right.
I understand today, nowadays, you feel you need one. All right, if that's you need it. I'm saying know something about what you carry. Know the gun. Know what you're using. Know how to use it.
Know what it's
Have some
for.
respect
Yes.
about it. Exactly. Have some respect about it. Just don't go get the damn thing. And just like the kid, you know, the other day on the train, he shoots himself in the foot. You gonna pull a gun, but you gonna shoot yourself in the foot?
Oh God.
You pull yourself. And this is what I'm saying. They know nothing about what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's
There's no one to show them.
Yeah, and this stuff today is garbage. That stuff that I would
There's
never
no
carry
reason a child younger than 21 should have a gun. Yeah. I agree.
You know? And if you're going to carry it, know what you're doing, know something about it for yourself as well as whatever you're going to use it for.
Right, because they're not all equal. There's different guns for different activities.
There you go. Exactly.
There's different guns for different activities. And I am not promoting.
Right. Yeah, and if you feel you got to be 200 feet away and using a synthetic gun, come on. What do you think the accuracy on that is? Who do you think you're going to hit or not hit? Come on, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right.
You know, but that's
it's a lot going on in this world right now.
Yeah. But that's where the young kids' mindset is.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Please promote, support. This is how we grow, you guys. I say this time and time again. We have to get rid of this crabs in the barrel mentality. We have to support each other. That's the only way we're going to get ourselves out of this mess.
Exactly.
We've accepted the handouts for way too long. Big Mike, would you agree?
Definitely agree. That's 2 thumbs up on that one. Definitely agree. Yeah.
We got to do better we got to do better for ourselves. We got to do better for ourselves. So thank you, bro. Shone, I know you back there not feeling too well to Don, but I appreciate you doing the show.
Appreciate it. Definitely that.
Anyways, I appreciate it anyway. If you are in the market for a podcast, if you are looking for some support, hit my brother up. Hit him up on the Evening Rush. Listen, this is a family over here. We got some big things going on in this space. So come on, you better join us now before you get left out. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all I'm gonna say. Right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Definitely that.
He has the cooties. Thank you guys again, and do not forget, hit that like button right now. If you are watching, hit that like button. And if you aren't watching live, hit that like button anyways, and share it with somebody. You never know who may get something out of this. So thank you again for joining Think and Grow with Vette Green. Thank you for the support, Hunty. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
All right.